See, you're an example of the guy that's less free because he's focused on freedom. You probably watch so many videos every week about how the government is screwing you. It's probably the majority of the content that you watch.
You're not lying there, buddy.
I know, because it's fun to do, right? Like I've been there, man. It's fun to do all this outrage porn shit. That's why I watch zombie movies. That's why I watch the world ending movies, because it makes me more important. Now I matter. The world's ending, my decisions matter. Like, oh my God, I would do this, I would do that. I do the best and feel the best when everything's going wrong. And so I'm so lucky that I don't just create wrong situations. Like it's like lucky me, I don't have like the hero complex or whatever. You have to get out of that mindset and realize most of that shit ain't never gonna happen to you. The zombies aren't coming. You don't need a bug out bag. The Russians aren't coming. Like all that shit is a huge waste of time, and you would have been better off doing something else. And it's just like futurists. Like futurists, like, oh, the future is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so perfect. We're going to have robots make all our sandwiches. Hey, man, I'm hungry as fuck. Where's my robot sandwich? No robot sandwich to be found, bro. It's not here. But all those guys spent all their time talking that shit for decades instead of building the fucking robot. So they substituted building the robot for talking about the robot. And it's the same with this fantasy of like, hey, we'll be more secure if we should talk Elon enough. It's like, no, dude, you probably don't even have the features set on your Chrome browser right. Let me give you a tip, everyone listening, okay? Richard Hart's going to help all you guys be smarter guys right now, especially all you conspiracy guys. Go into your Chrome. I don't use Chrome. I bet you do. I bet you're lying. I bet you do use Chrome. I bet you use Gmail too. Go into your Chrome and go into settings and type auto. And then it's going to show you that Chrome automatically sends every URL you type to Google because it's going to quote autocomplete for you. And how does it autocomplete? By sending a record of every URL that you're even thinking about typing to access to the mothership. But you can turn that off. You don't need Google to autocomplete your URLs for you. And it'll autocomplete from local history. You don't need it to phone home to the mothership. So just go into your Chrome settings, turn off the autocomplete URLs. There you go. You're all more secure now. You didn't have to shit talk Elon. You no longer have to give Google your entire fucking URL history, the same history your ISP already has. Google doesn't also need a copy of it. And there's a million other tips like that, right? The fear porn and the news porn and the seeing what's going on in the world, if you deleted it all from your life and actually focused on doing the shit you should do anyway, like not being a fat fuck in my case, or, the million things that's on your to-do list that you haven't done. My to-do list keeps getting longer, never gets shorter, only longer, which kind of sucks. It's not a fun feeling. I just have to be like, yep, I'm just never going to get to that. Oh, well, never going to get to it. I don't want you guys to live in, you'd be better off learning to play a musical instrument and getting laid more than you would having a bug out bag. What's a bug
I'm
out
so
bag,
glad
Richard?
this is. I'm so glad this is recorded because I'm gonna come back in 5 years and I'm gonna point
After the
point to
nuclear
the record.
holocaust and be like, you
I'm
see that,
gonna.
Richard? You see? I escaped the mushroom cloud because I rode my bicycle that didn't use gasoline to my tree fort.
I'll have to ask my.
Yeah, I mean, it's a this propensity for human beings to do the conspiracy thing is hilarious to me because like we have real conspiracies and they're open and they're in front of you. Google reads all your email. Is that good for you? Anyone could subpoena all of your communications because you leave them on other servers. Is that good for you? Mexican YouTubers in the United States have apparently received subpoenas from the Securities and Exchange Commission asking for copies of their communications with me for their bank account balances anywhere in the world and their crypto balances. And then they get legal counsel. And from what I've heard, their legal counsel tells them you can either ignore it and wait till they get a real judge to order a real issue. Now, look, I'm not a lawyer. Don't take my advice. Okay. It's not advice. Not a lawyer. You get your own lawyer. And apparently there was like a crowdfund and everyone's lawyer's already paid for or something. Go look into it. I don't know. Gary Funding Jim, Hexologist, and RG3 did something with like helping everybody pay for lawyers or something. Are non-American Hexicans having this crappy chilling of free speech, First Amendment violation, overreach, fishing expedition crap? Are non-American Hexicans having a problem? Nope. Apparently not. Just the American ones. Now, I don't know about you, but I left America a long time because it was too violent for me. Miami, very violent place. Criminals are very violent. Cops are very violent. Whole lot of violence to go around. I don't like it. I don't like feeling that if I get pulled over, it's almost like death time. And earlier today, I was just scrolling around and I was watching videos of cops having to defend themselves against criminals that just started shooting them, pull them over, start shooting at you. I don't want to participate in any of that stuff. If you're someplace that the criminals are that violent, then the police have to equal that violence to stay alive. There's a better world out there that doesn't have those problems. And so I like to live in the places where I'm not going to get shot to death. I'm just pointing out the solution to a lot of what ails America is outside America. And the American dream is alive and well a lot of places that aren't America. Some people have moved to Puerto Rico. Now, look, Puerto Rico probably has, in the non-gated communities, if you're rich and moving out of Puerto Rico, you're probably living in a gated community. It's probably no crime there.
But Richard, what's good about cryptocurrency? What are we actually able to, besides gains, which we all like, but what is it actually good about this thing fundamentally?
Well,
how does this improve the world?
It should cause less war because the governments go to war with money they stole from you. They just didn't steal the money; they stole the value of the money by counterfeiting their own money. They don't need yours. Let's go print their own out of thin air. You should get less war because you'd have to have a war tax to go to war, and people would just say no, and then you won't have the money to go to war. Then you won't go to war. You'll have less misinvestment and malinvestment if you can't just steal the value of everyone's money hidden behind the scenes and give it to your cronies, and they get it first before the inflation. That's the Cantillon effect, where the guys that get the inflated money first get the full value of it, and then once they've driven up all the prices, the guys that get it last after the money multiplier effect, they get the least value from it.
So it can be a check on bad behavior by government. Is that one thing that crypto can help us with?
Yeah, and there's multiple bad behaviors. So counterfeiting your money to blow people up that you've never seen before is one of them. Another is censorship. You like guns? You want to buy guns? Government had a program called Operation Choke Point to make it so that you couldn't buy guns anymore. You also couldn't buy adult services. You also couldn't buy, some stuff that actually sucks, like payday loans and things like that. That's not how they're supposed to do things. Cryptocurrency solves a lot of that stuff. Like China makes a lot of stuff illegal they shouldn't. Cryptocurrency solves some of that stuff. Same with all these people getting robbed. So when a person goes and robs a bank and steals all the money, it was because of the commingling of funds that made it a spicier target. When a person goes and robs a safety deposit box, and this happens, sometimes banks get robbed and all their boxes get emptied. It's the commingling that makes it a spicier target. With self-sovereignty and everyone holding their own coins, it reduces the single point of failure where it's a spicier, juicier target because everything's sitting in one spot. So it reduces people's desire, so to speak. I think people have figured out how to hide their dick pics, and they can put their private keys wherever they put their dick pics. And then for most people, that's enough security for most folks.
I put my dick pics in KDP's direct messages, so I probably shouldn't put my
Wrecked.
private keys
You're
there.
wrecked. Don't send your private keys there.